All right, guys, welcome to another edition of So You Want to Be an Entrepreneur, where we're interviewing real business owners about the ups and downs of being a business owner. On today's episode, we're talking to the owner of a women's eyelash and skincare salon.
Hi, I'm Savannah. I'm the owner of My Addiction Skincare, and we've been in business since 2013. I'm 32. All my life, have only lived in a household of entrepreneurs. So my family we were brought up on a farm. Yeah, so we grew up with eggs, chickens, all the fun stuff. So from a small age, actually since I was born, my parents always worked for my grandparents. Then eventually as they retired, my parents took over. And so in the early 2000s, that's what kind of happened. So I'm used to the working hours, 7 days a week, traveling, not really always having the dinner at home. So just kind of got used to that, and I really do feel that it's shaped me to who I am today. I know the sacrifices that come into being an entrepreneur. So. Yeah, I think for me, being in an entrepreneur house, they never worked for anybody else but themselves, or my grandparents, but eventually, my parents took it over. There was never, I don't think, my mom always said her famous quote, and she would laugh for me not to tell you. She was like, I don't care where you work. You could work at McDonald's, you just better own McDonald's. So that was always the thing, like whatever I did, it's fine. Just, there was no job you couldn't have, just make sure you own it, so. Honestly, between both of us learning from each other, social media is a big thing. If you're not doing it, you're not in business. And especially for us, regarding Instagram's probably our main thing. Facebook, Yelp is huge for us. So with her, somebody who's more old school, having businesses in the 80s, 90s to early 2000s, that is something so different. Paper trailing is huge for them. We're paperless. So when it comes to online scheduling, or even if you're not caught up to that, people don't know. So I do think for our generation, and even those that are maybe into the baby boomers, they're starting to get into the computers and knowing how to schedule online. And it's definitely made us more innovative, hands down. Those that are in the industry, yeah, I currently educate for a really big lash company, and they're young themselves. They're around my age, and they build a global beauty industry niche for them. And I talk to them regularly. I'm honored that they respect me and have me on board for them, and so that's been huge. But a lot of people, there's a lot of industries coming on. I talk to everybody and anybody who will listen, that will listen to me, so. So there's a beauty expo every year in Vegas. It's like the World Series of beauty expos. So this particular expo has Lash Wars, which sounds kind of ridiculous. Some people kind of laugh. It is a competition for eyelash extensions, so you're being judged. They probably have over 1,500 applicants that actually go and apply, and they pick the top 25 who happen to hit it. From there, I believe the vendors get to kind of see the top elites and what's kind of happening. And mind you, this was 4 years ago when the industry was really trying to break through. I've been personally doing it for 8. That's maybe why I truly believe that we're ahead of everyone, because I've been doing it for so much longer. I got to see the trends change, and at different levels. And now becoming an educator for a company that is global, my name is recognized, and I'm actually their Western region educator. So I did, because I was going to school to be a nurse, my previous employer, the dermatologist, couldn't work with my schedule anymore. And so I knew I would have clients that would follow, and needed to have a flexible schedule. So I talked to my mom, my entrepreneur, And she said, well, let's go look for somewhere, go rent a space, go rent a little room or something. That way you have a key to get in and out when you need to. And we did go look at a really popular suite salon, and it was probably about $350 a week to rent it. So my mom started doing the math, and the math was, that's too expensive. She was like, why don't you go get a standing, a storefront for that same amount? Let's see what we can do. And I kept even telling her, like, I really need to concentrate in school. Maybe this isn't the time. Let's try to see. And a realtor took us to a spot, and I was fortunate enough, it was been vacant for quite a while, and they gave us a deal of a lifetime. We took it, and I remember promising my husband 5 years. Give me 5 years to get this business going. The shop, just going for the one shop, but give me 5 years to let this go. At that time, I knew it was gonna be personal sacrifices regarding time, money, sacrifices between even just a relationship with me and my husband, not alone my family or the girls I work with, unfortunately enough, are amazing, and they're become family. That's who I'm with all the time. So that kind of we went to talk to the leasing agent, and they gave us what we needed to get in. And me and my husband maybe had $10,000 saved, if that. And so we were like, well, let's go to the bank, right? Because a bank would give us a loan, right? Because that's easy. And we went to the bank, and they laughed because we didn't have a business plan. We didn't have a business model. I went in, well, why? Tell me why you need $50,000. Well, because I'm trying to start an eyelash place. Duh, I don't. Of course, I said no, that we need a business plan model. I didn't have the time. I literally was, from my 2 weeks putting in to opening shop, I needed something now and fast. Unfortunate enough, my brother came in and helped me, and me and him took a personal loan out for $25,000. I'm fortunate enough that I have no debt to the businesses. How I open them and continue to open them is that the shops that are currently open are funding the next. So they do have a debt to themselves, obviously, to the other shop, but regarding the money in-house, I do not borrow. It's really everything that you see, and I'm fortunate enough that the shops keep getting prettier and prettier, but it's because we have more shops to help them go, and so that's kind of where we're at. My typical day, all right. I typically work 9 to 8 every day, 7 days a week. 7 days a week. Today, I'm fortunate enough, Chino Hills, we open at 10, so I got a little bit of time. But it is early morning, get up, get going, hopefully get some breakfast in, and come in and start my day. I do have office managers that help me and manage, and that's why I'm able to do 30,000 things in one day. They totally handle all the front regarding checking in clients, getting everything going, and make sure the day runs smoothly. And then me, myself, I do take clients behind a chair 7 days a week. So my owner's responsibilities are after or between lunches, between clients. Employees are probably the hardest, because at the end of the day, they're never going to treat your business the way you would. And so I can push all the passion on them as I choose. If they don't get it, they don't get it, or it's not their passion. So I honestly, no matter how much shit I talk, I really do have good girls. I have 32, I think, currently, and I probably have at least, 8 to 10 of them that work just as hard as I do and treat it as their own. So that's the only way to do it. Actually, from them, this industry is still new, but people talk. It's a small industry. I'm sure, just like any entrepreneurs, you get to know who your competition is and who's kind of talking and what's going on. And so some of the girls have come over, and I am the only thing I can tell you that maybe of why I've been successful, I laugh, my quote too is, I try to be the eyelash extension, or the In-N-Out to eyelash extensions. In-N-Out has a really small menu. You go in, you get what you want, you know that you get it at their best, and their clients or their employees are happy as heck to work there because they're generally paid a little bit more, they're treated better, or more like family. So I really do try to do that with my girls. My girls make great money. I'm super proud of myself to be able to say I have 32 women, some of them single moms, some of them starting families, And I have some making 6 figures. They're making more than their parents ever made, or and so with that, the loyalty comes back to me. They don't want to lose the job. They love coming here. They enjoy it. If you're making money, everyone's happy. It's good. So do I pay them higher cuts? Absolutely. So once they start kind of talking, they start migrating over. Yes. Yeah, I do. Absolutely. It's funny. In fact, I was just talking to somebody else about it because we're talking about opening shop 4, and we're trying to do that in October if possible. And I am more scared to open more shops than I went to the first one. The first one, I went to a bank with no business plan. Now that I think about it, I'm like, how did they not laugh me out of there? Bless their hearts. I was in my late 20s. They probably were like, this poor girl, like, hope that personal loan works out for you. But I'm more scared now. And honestly, why I'm scared to fail more than anything, this is probably the only thing that would ever get me to cry. If I fail, I fail 32 girls, not just my income. I'm fortunate enough, my husband has an amazing job that would be able to support us to keep us going, but I would have to worry about them. So I'd like not to. Are you happy? Yeah, money's great. Don't get me wrong. Money's awesome. We can do a bunch of things, but if I'm not happy or I'm not doing it for a passion, there's an issue. I don't want to come to work not being happy. So happy. Yeah. So that's why I will continue. And honestly, the girls kind of laugh. And hopefully you can probably edit this if you want. I will, right? I want to always work behind a chair. So a lot of people say that I'm going to sell out. Eventually I'm going to start franchising these. I'm like, no, I don't think I ever would. I like to say it because I read the book for In-N-Out, like their franchise, and they really kept it within. I really want to, as much as possible. And I like the chair. The business owner's aspect, do I say I love it? I do, I like it. But if you were to give me an option to, you can take clients or you can run the business, which one are you taking? This was a passion. That's the reason why this came.
All right, so what do we get from today's episode? 1, parents have a huge role in shaping their kids to be entrepreneurs. So even if your parents didn't do it for you, you can shape your kids into entrepreneurs. 2, entrepreneurs are willing to sacrifice for as long as it takes in order for them to become successful. If you're unwilling to sacrifice, entrepreneurship may not be for you. 3, opening businesses the right way by producing enough profit from one location to open up another location is a smart move. Once you're out of debt, the goal of the business is to consistently make a profit. And last, as an entrepreneur, you create jobs for other people. With that comes more responsibility to stay in business. You're no longer looking after just yourself. There are other people that depend on you to be successful. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching another episode of So You Want to Be an Entrepreneur. Don't forget, like it, share it with a friend that wants to be an entrepreneur, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, we have to get you from employee mindset to entrepreneur mindset. Again, I'm Chris Muzan. I'll see you guys soon.